Bem-vindos! Eu sou Toamatoa, membro dos Friends e Beasts. Estamos aqui de volta com Detetive Grimoire. Este provavelmente vai ser o último episódio. Aqui. Falar com o nosso amigo detetive.
You finally returned. Well, did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
Pois...
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
Não
I
precisa.
don't need to.
Final chapter. Boggy's criminal record. Okay,
Why
continue.
not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you
Just,
find photographic evidence of Boggy from last night? Let me see that photo.
Ok. Este.
If that's not Boggy, what is it?
Deixa eu ver.
I
Costume
found
design.
designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well, nearly all of them. There's still the one
But
that...
the footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature?
Temos...
What's this? I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a
Pois.
product of these slippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind.
Pois
How do
não.
you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
Fácil, levou
The
com
palms match
isto.
up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
Ah, but this swamp slime was one of the reasons Boggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think.
É somo,
This stuff
somo.
has an uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me,
What is that exactly?
a poisoned hot dog. It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this green powder on the entire supply, just to make sure.
To make sure of what?
Correio de Intania comer.
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
Remington went back to his office? Alone?
Sim. The murder.
I've been looking through your evidence,
Capítulo
Grimoire.
final.
One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work
The
out.
video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them?
Ok.
Just rearrange the descriptions on the left, drag them around and keep... And if you want to...
No problem. I can always check my case.
Ok, então... Primeiro... Ele abre a porta. Depois ele fica em choque. Este é este. Ele cai nas placas e ele tira alguma coisa das cortinas. Ele assim cai. Ok, ele manda um tiro. Dá-lhe. Pronto. Agora. Deixa eu ver. Isto é coisa. Isto é. Só temos que alinhar com isto. Então ele deixa cair. Ele cai nas
I
placas.
think that's
Ok,
it.
está feito.
Ah, excellent. There's just two small details bothering me. First of all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
Que aconteceu mesmo? Onde é que eu tinha encontrado isto?
Why wasn't it found at the crime?
Já não me lembro onde é que eu encontrei.
Turns out the murderer took a piece of fabric and concealed it inside the head of the costume. Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Ah, well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailants survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so far. I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawer, and we'll see what happens when we compare with the original.
Pois falta a parte do meio. Hello, I'm the murderer. Ok. Falta a parte do meio que ficou cheia de sangue.
You're right, and I never would have found it. Not lying around.
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle shot?
This torso is probably made out of some thick material, something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have even been enough to soften
the impact from a bullet. Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test. Where is that last piece of the costume?
Tá onde? É o gajo, é o protestante, publico.
We looked everywhere, not a single clue.
Tá nele, ele tá a vestir.
He's still wearing it.
Pois. Continue.
I don't know what you want with me. Sounds like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Buggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main attraction.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
Por acaso te
Not
faz.
unless you're in on the secret.
A foto, queres-me ver que Remington estava aqui para
The hunting photo leads me to
apanhar o
believe
Boggy.
Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy.
Capítulo final: The Hunter and the Hunted.
A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you've finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He
Claro.
made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, exactly.
Estava-se a
He didn't want to
preparar.
take any chances.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down. everyone would finally realize they had no business here.
Como é que podes saber o que é que ele queria?
How can you know what Boggy wanted? He might not be what you're...
Detective,
You. It's...
it's finished.
Olha a menina.
Don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
Pois.
It makes a difference.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police
Send
station
Deus.
just a few miles down the...
Hey, wait!
Oi. Ele pôs-se a fugir. Oi. Ele existe. Jesus. Deu uma coça ao eco.
Looks like
Olha
you
o
solved
chapéu.
more than one mystery tonight.
E pronto, chegamos ao final. Foi um jogo fixe. Aqui todas as pessoas que participaram. Armor Games Production.
Grimoire.
Oh,
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And well, we agree with you, but I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?
We'd better be.
to be continued. Não sei não, já passou algum 2014, talvez. E pronto, e acaba assim Detetive Grimoire. Espero que tenham gostado e até à próxima série. Não se esqueçam de subscrever e deixar um like.